Hi and welcome back to Graphic Gets Good. Today we're taking a look at all the upcoming cards for BT6, and I felt like who better to do it with than my co-host on our podcast, Holy.
Hello.
This is still a little jank, it's that's kind of our trademark thing. But we're going to take a look at each color, kind of talk about all the new cards, and we're going to split up into nice little bite-sized pieces. We don't want to be throwing all the new cards at you at once. But no further ado, let's start looking at what Red has for us. So I'll take this page and we'll just alternate it like that. So new baby for Red, Demi-Meramon. When attacking, gain 1 DP, gain 1k DP, which is it's all right.
Yeah, most generic egg Red has at the moment.
Yeah, just it's more controllable than some of the previous eggs like Coromon, just because you have to have a full stack to get that 1k, so you're going to get that 1k boost, so it's nice. Then we have obviously these cards are pulled from DigimonCard.dev just because it's a lot easier to pull them all, so names may be different, arts may be different, but these are the cards we're getting. So then we've got the Bond of Bravery Agumon. So when you play a Tamer with Kamiya in its name, gain 1 memory, and then it's inheritable. While this Digimon is Agumon Bond of Bravery, gain security attack +1. Obviously this is going to be a main combo piece for that deck. There's no point running it without him just because you gain so many benefits from using him.
Yeah, as well as that, like, makes Tamers cheap, makes not just him the new tie cheaper, but makes any other tie cheaper.
Yeah, so that one memory can, you can keep it your turn from playing like the BT1 tie.
Or tie and map from BT5.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah, because it just has to have in its name. It doesn't have to be. It's not named that. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even see that. Then we've got a new Shoutymon. If this Digimon has Blitz, trigger draw 1. That's another piece for Shoutmon DX. I doubt we're going to see much play. Someone might make a fun Shouty deck, but I think it's just one of those things where they're chucking in an extra piece that may be relevant later on, just to give it that extra bit of support.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we've got Huckmon, reveal top 5 cards. Add up to 2 Digimon cards with Huckmon, Jesmon, or Systemon in their names to your hand, and place the rest on the bottom. We went over this in the podcast. Again, this is another combo piece for one of the new decks in Red. It's going to see a lot of play. I don't know how, obviously because of our meta's different, I don't know how much more play we're going to see of Huckmon or Jesmon than Bond of Bravery, because obviously in JP it was very much Jesmon, wasn't it?
I think it's going to be Jesmon over here. A lot more people like Jesmon than Bond of Bravery.
Maybe someone will make something fun. I guess we like aggressive decks, so Jesmon is definitely going to be one for us. And then we've got a little bit more hybrid support. So new Flamemon, while this Digimon is hybrid form or 10 warriors in its type, gain piercing. So it means you can build your ancient Greymons and you not care if they get blocked now. So it's that extra piece that we're missing this set, because this big downside was if you had 1 blocker, you could be swinging 3 security and you've just wasted it, and next turn or the end of your turn he's going to die. So it gives you that guaranteed hit, which is really nice. So overall, level 2s and 3s, we've got some good pieces. I think at least all of them will see play in some form. Shoutmon Shoutmon will only see play if someone really loves Shoutmon DX and wants to try and bring it to BT6. But other than that, talking about. Maybe he'll play it for a bit. He knows who he is. But I think it's not a bad lot of level 3s.
No, it's pretty decent.
I'll
Nice
let you
stuff.
take these.
So alright, for level 4s, first we have Bower Agumon. Inheritable when attacking once per turn. If you have a Digimon with Systemon in its name in play, delete an opponent's Digimon with 5k DP or less. Really nice, it can basically kill all the 1-cost blockers nice and easily. And other stuff as well, if they just linger.
But yeah, that's the thing with the thing is, it's very rarely are you ever going to be swinging with a Jesmon and not have a Systemon unless you've bricked something wrong. You're gonna have a Systemon out.
Or your name's Gordo, and while playing this, you forgot to put Systemons in the deck.
Yeah,
That happened. He was building Systemon for like BT7 and forgot to, like, literally forgot the Systemons in the deck.
oh, they're not that important. Why would you put those in?
It's not like it turns on everything.
Exactly.
And then next up is Deltamon, 5 cost to evolve, 2 cost to Digivolve, and 7k vanilla.
Yeah, I think it's every color's getting one of these. It's a nice big scary 7k body for a level 4. Yeah, I'm sure Rookie Rush will find some way to implement these. I don't see them being in anything other than that. It's nice to have a heavy hit in vanilla, but there's no space for it in red at the moment coming into BT6. Every spot is already taken up in both styles of the deck.
I mean, Agumon sees playing that.
Oh really?
Yeah, you play because you don't run many level 4s, like you don't run level 5s, you don't run level 6s.
Yeah, I guess to have like a hard hit in level 4.
Yeah, this with Demi Meramon under it, and it's just 8k swinging at security is going to live most of the time.
Yeah, I guess
and then even with the new Agumon, from the starter decks, then this is 9k swinging at 10k swinging at security.
Yeah, well, I stand corrected. Clearly, it is.
7k champions are good.
Yeah,
they also don't trade anymore with blockers.
Yeah, which is crazy. You're paying 2 memory to swing over every blocker or every level 4 blocker.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And then we've got the level 5 boys. Megadramon. Digimon's also treated as a black, and inheritable gain 2k on your turn. Yeah, it's just like a generic level 5 7k DP that gives you a little buff. It's nothing special. I'm pretty sure
unless you play top ends of red in black decks and top ends of black in red decks.
Yeah, so it allows you to not have to play those crests and those blitz. If you want to go red in black and black in red, you can now do it. You can go just from your Megadramon. I'm sure there's decks that will use it.
Yeah, I think the big thing of when I look at this, it's like, oh, I can play the promo Black War Greymon in red and just give it security attack +1 as an inherit.
Yes, maybe some kind of weird tribal black-red Greymon.
Yeah.
Then we've got Savior Agumon. When Digivolving, you may play a Systemon from your hand without paying its memory cost. So obviously, you're going to get a +1 Systemon from there if you've got one in hand. And then Inheritable, if you have a Digimon with Systemon in its name in play, unsuspend this Digimon. It's just another one of those combo pieces for Jesmon. It's going to be lovely to see how it comes out and swings in the meta. I'm hoping it's not going to be a plague like Lord Knight, but only time will tell.
Nah, it won't be. Trust me. There's enough counters to this deck that people will play.
And then we've got Azuramon, just a 8k body with Blitz when Digivolving, which is nice. Obviously with Inheritables, you can be swinging more than 8k. You could even be swinging potentially 9 and 10k with security attack +1. Yeah, it's interesting. but again, I don't think it's going to set anything on fire. It's just one of those cards to fill up a spot in the red roster.
Yeah, Blitz definitely seems like it's a keyword they're keeping within red, which is fair enough.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Blitz in the future. Maybe he'll come up. Maybe there'll be a level 2 that gives boosts on Blitz, or maybe other things that if you have Blitz, you gain this inheritable.
Yeah, definitely. We'll probably see some more stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially when we come back to like Jesmon stuff.
Yeah, exactly. When we cycle back round, I think that's when we'll see like a resurgence of Blitz.
And level 6s. First off is Jesmon. When attacking, you can maybe play a Digimon card with Systemon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. And then once per turn during your turn, if you played another Digimon, this Digimon gets plus 3000 DP in piercing.
You know, it definitely needs. I'm glad it's got that, because without that, it was useless.
I know, right?
Like, all joking aside, I think it's going to be a really fun deck to play.
Yeah, Jesmon is super fun. I think like the thing that pushes this to the brink of playability, like being the really good deck that it is the fact that you can play Systemons from trash. So
Yeah,
even when they die, they just come straight back.
You're just able to cycle those Systemon. Obviously, each of those have their own unique ability that is really good as well.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other one we got is Magna Kidmon. Security attack +1, and also when digivolving, you may use an option card with a memory cost of 7 without paying its memory cost. If you do not use an option card, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4k or less DP.
The first part of that, when digivolving, is good. I think if they would delete an opponent's Digimon with 5k, that would have been nice, because it allowed you to clear those blockers, because obviously he's 4 to digivolve. So I think giving it that extra k when digivolving would have been nice, but again, very rarely you're going to be digivolving with this Digimon.
Yeah, it's definitely the weaker of the Three Musketeers.
It's going to do is be sitting in the trash. Just feeding the others.
Either evolve it off the Deputymon or just hard play it. So you do most of the time with them.
Got the level 7 and Tamer. Obviously, this set we've only got 2 level 7s. I was talking to Holy the other day, and I was like, oh, we've only got 2. And then he reminded me that in all the other sets we only ever got 1, and then 2 in BT4, and then obviously BT5 they went a bit mad and gave us 4. So it's a bit of a return to normal.
Yeah.
So we've got so Agumon Bond of Bravery. If you have a Tamer, so when attacking, if you have a Tamer, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 13k DP or less. So it's going to clear out those level 6s when attacking. And then your turn, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon deleted, trash 1 card from the top of your opponent's security stack. Obviously, you're not going to get the restands that you'll get from Friendship. So you are swinging once. If you've got the Agumon underneath, you're going to be swinging an extra check. So you're swinging, theoretically, if you kill one of your opponent's Digimon, you're swinging for 3 checks, which is the same as what you'd be doing with Bond of Friendship with the restands and the Gabumon underneath. So you're still getting the same amount of checks, but
yeah,
the utility of being able to send level 5s back every time you attack with Bond of Friendship just kind of makes it that much stronger.
Yeah, plus I definitely prefer multiple attacks to just one big security attack mon, just because multiple attacks lets you divide attacks up. Say if they've got 3 suspended Digimon, then Bond of Friendship can literally just go into all 3 of them, while this is just to pick 1.
Yeah, and not only that, if they have two blockers out, you can kill one of them and get blocked by the other one. And then you're like, oh, okay, I do no checks because it doesn't have piercing. And I mean, is there a way to give it piercing?
Not that I know of at the moment.
So it's definitely got the same weakness that Red's always had with it. It can do amazing damage. It can swing crazy amounts of security at once. But if you've got a blocker or two, yeah, there's not much they can do. Obviously, you can delete one of them if you have a tamer down, but if they've got like I said, if they've got 2 blockers down, you're going to swing no security and kill 2 Digimon, and you've just trashed 2 of your security potentially to do that. So it's definitely where you can see he's the weaker of the 2. And then we've got Tai. Your turn. When one of your Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in its name move from the breeding area to the battle area, gain 1 memory and trigger draw 1. This is an amazing ability. Obviously, if you've got multiple ties out, you're doing that multiple times. So it's great to get that draw power in to find your pieces, but also just to keep giving you memory back. And it combos nicely with the Agumon, because you can say you raise that Agumon out and you have a tie down, you're on 3 memory, you go to 4 memory, you then play this tie, another tie for 2 memory, because the Agumon reduces it by 1, and technically you gained a memory from the other tie, so you've paid 1 memory to pay a tamer.
Yeah, it's a very generic tamer for like anyone playing Greymon Tribal, or just Bond of Friendship, or Bond of Bravery.
And then its main is once per turn, digivolve your Agumon into Agumon Bond of Bravery in your hand for its digivolution cost, ignoring its level. If you do, trash the top 2 cards of your security stack. Then if you have 1 or more security cards, delete that Digimon at the end of the turn. So he's kind of like a last ditch. I mean, if you're sitting on 5 security, and you're like, this could get you like a good like a good amount ahead, then by all means. But you only ever want to do that if you're securing game, which with Red means that they have to have 1 or fewer blockers. So it's all again, it's why you can see that it is the weaker of the 2, because like I said, if they've got 2 blockers down and no security, you can still go for game with Bond of Friendship, where Bond of Bravery, if they've got 2 blockers down, you're still going to get stopped.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, still, it's a fun deck. I'm looking forward to building it, giving a bit of play. But just, I feel like, but to be fair, what else could they have given it? If they maybe if they had a way to give it inheritable piercing. But
yeah, I think maybe if Agumon gave it piercing instead, then it'd probably be a bit better. But then you're losing out on the security attack.
Yeah, but at least it guarantees. He's only checking. I mean, yeah, you're at least potentially guaranteeing 2 checks. But I guess where they gave Jesmon security attack, there's not security. They gave Jesmon piercing. They didn't really want to have 2 of their top end in Red have piercing at the same time. It just, they want them to have their own mechanics.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got the options.
First one is Judgment of the Blade. One of your Digimon with Hackmon in its name or Royal Knight in its type can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Then for a security skill, you may play one Systemon from your hand or trash without paying the memory cost, and then add Judgment of the Blade to your hand.
This is a crazy card. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, this is the stupid stuff that they gave Jesmon.
Because what are you swinging with Jesmon? Realistically, you're swinging at least 14.
Minimum 14k piercing.
Yeah, 14k piercing. So they could have a 12k body sitting there, and you just laugh at it, pierce it, do all your checks anyway. So you're just clearing it off board, clearing something off board for paying 1 memory, which you'll gain from attacking with a Jesmon anyway from playing a Systemon usually.
Yeah, you can also give this to other Royal Knights.
Yeah.
You can give this to Gallantmon or Omni.
Yeah, true. I mean, you could even give it to Lord Nightmon.
I mean, if you tech red in there, then
Yeah.
not wrong.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean,
Give it onto the Jesmon and then evolve it into the Blitz, and then swing into unsuspended stuff as again.
yeah. When I read this card when I was setting this up, I was like, but why did he need that?
Also, an important thing because Jesmon gives it the piercing for the turn. The Omni Blitz will, if you do evolve Omni Blitz on the Jesmon, he'll keep the piercing and the 3k buff.
Yeah, so if there is something 15k that you just can't quite get over, don't worry, Blitz will help you get over that.
Yeah. On to the next option, Red Remoth. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less. If your opponent has 3 or more Digimon in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 13k or less instead. And security is just activate this card's main effect.
That's the problem with 4-cost cards. You'd usually pass in turn with that. So I feel like it needs to be something that you're not going to like want to benefit off this turn. So I mean, you're killing a blocker. If they have 3, you're killing a level 6. But it kind of, looking at it, feels bad that if you were paying 4 memory to kill a blocker and you pass turn, it's just. But I mean, they've got enough ways to gain that memory. So if it could be, this is what you need to kind of go for game. But again, are you really going to be sitting on 6 memory so you can play this, kill a blocker, go into Bond of Bravery for what's this got? This 4 cost as well, isn't it? Or 3 cost?
3 to evolve.
Yeah, so 7 memory you need to sit on to use this and get off. So I mean, there's better option cards in the starter deck coming out that it is a bit more expensive, but it just gives you that control over what you want to delete. By all means, if they've got 3 Digimon out, paying 4 memory to kill like a level 6 is amazing. But it's too situational to run any more than like of a 1 of, maybe a 2 of that. And even then, if it comes up in your hand and they've got 1 big Digimon on the side, it just feels bad.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Maybe people will see how it works, but I don't think they'll see much play. Sad. Next is, and the final option for red is Happy Bullet Shattering. If you have a Digimon with 3 Musketeers in its type in play, you can ignore the color requirements of the card, then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. Security, activate this card's main effect. It's nice single target removal if they've only got 1 thing.
Yeah. I mean, or if they've got 2 big things at the same DP, it's nice. It's
Yeah, it's just kind of like hits the fact of hard playing like a 1k rookie just stops this card entirely because it hits the lowest.
But I think that's the nice thing with 3 Musketeers, because once you've got all your options in trash, you pick and choose what ones you want to use. So it's situational, but you have the ability to choose in that. So even though this card doesn't seem that good, it depends on the situation. There could be a time where pulling this out with Bellstarmon, kill something massive on their board. Other times you'll just grab something else.
Yeah, it's just kind of more the thing of like, what is this card doing that either like Trump Sword or Fly Bullet isn't?
Yeah. And the answer to that is potentially you're killing more than one thing.
Or you're killing a suspended level 7.
Yeah.
The lone suspended level 7.
I mean, all in all, I'd say we're getting a lot of really good cards for red. It's definitely a good set. Obviously, the set we've just had, BT5, it felt like a very one-sided set. There were like 2 or 3 really good decks, and everything else kind of got these added little extras where I feel like they're leaning towards other colors with this set that they didn't lean on last time. I mean, there are still colors they're ignoring, but we'll get to those when we look at those colors.
Indeed.
Oh, and then we've got completely forgot the white cards that go with this set, the actual Systemons themselves. So we've got Systemon Blank. All turns, while you have a Digimon with Agumon in its name or Royal Knights in its type, all of your Digimon with Systemon in the name gain blocker. And on play, trigger, draw 1 card. So obviously in a Jesmon deck, this means that all of your Systemon are going to have blockers, because all you have to have out is a Agumon, and then you like they're only 3k blockers or 3 and 5k blockers, but still it's nice to have that extra defense, especially the amount you can chuck them out.
Yeah.
And then we've got Systemon.
Or you do what people did before Jesmon was announced, and you just play these in Craniumon.
Yeah, extra blockers for your Craniumon. And
where your cards gain you memory and they can't be killed.
I wonder if someone, I mean, I say wonder if someone's gonna, I wonder if you're gonna build that deck. The Crania Systemons.
I'll think about it.
And then you've got...
Yeah, sorry.
No, go on.
CL. No, it's because it's about CL.
Oh, okay. So, and then you got CL. So, all turns, all your Digimon with Agumon or Royal Knight, Agumon in their name or Royal Knight in their typing get 2k. So this is how to make your Jesmon 16k. So he doesn't care what he swings at. And on play, gain 1 memory. So it's a nice, depending on what when you're playing, you're either drawing 1, gaining a memory, or usually you're playing a combination of the 2 while going up into Jesmon, so you're getting a nice bonus from each of them.
I mean, hey, you get 2 of these and play Craniumon's a 16k unkillable blocker.
Yeah. Which isn't scary at all. And I think...
I'm just saying.
I think the fact that there's going to be those people that cling on to Lord Knight, but I think Lord Knight's not one of those decks that people play because they love the card and they love the style. It's one of those decks that people play because it's popular. So I think you're only going to see small sections of people that are still going to be dedicated to Lord Knight. So things like DP reduction aren't going to be as bad this set. It's all going to be about rushing down your opponent. So
yeah,
I think Cranium want to do pretty well.
Yeah.
But that is it for the red/white cards. We'll be posting up the next color, which is blue, a few days after this one. But for you, it's gonna be a couple of days. For us, it's gonna be straight away. We're going straight on to the next color.